Welcome to our tutorial on using the PassKit Postman collection. We'll guide you through testing calls to PassKit using gRPC. In less than 7 minutes, you will learn how to access the PassKit Postman collection, how to copy the collection for your own use, how to create your own environment using your PassKit credentials, and finally, how you can easily make PassKit calls using the collection. Before we jump into how, let's briefly talk about why. Why use the PassKit Postman collection? What are the benefits? Well, firstly, it's a time saver. With pre-built sample payloads and responses and customizable building blocks, you can quickly prototype and develop your PassKit integrations. Second, it's a learning tool. The collection includes examples of complex requests, such as those involving filtering or conditional logic, making it easier to understand and implement different PassKit functionalities. And thirdly, it's a collaboration aid. By using this collection, you are leveraging a shared knowledge base, leading to faster and more efficient support interactions. Okay, so now we have covered some of the benefits. Let's jump into the PassKit Postman collection itself. Now, firstly, ensure you have a Postman account and have downloaded either the Postman app or Postman agent, which I will come onto later. You will have a PassKit account and have retrieved your PassKit credentials from the developers section in the PassKit portal. And please note that the Postman collection can be used even during your trial period and with draft projects. A quick note about Postman. gRPC can only be used with the Postman app or Postman agent. Postman agent allows the browser version of Postman to be used. You must start in the browser, then switch to the app if preferred for the rest of the process. Okay, let's get started. Visit the PassKit Postman collection link and make sure you are looking at the overview page. This overview page provides full documented instructions, basically giving you the same details I cover in this video. We first need to fork this collection. Click on the fork button in the top right. This creates a copy of the collection that you can use in your account. Go ahead and name this fork and choose the workspace. Then click Fork Collection. Once the fork is complete, you'll have a copy of the PassKit Postman collection in your Postman account. Explore different categories and endpoints available, along with the introduction and instructions for guidance. If you have the Postman agent installed, you can continue using the browser or use the Postman app if you prefer. If you do not have the agent installed, you must switch to the app now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add our credentials to Postman. These will use the credentials that you downloaded from the PassKit portal before. Click on the gear icon and then Settings. Now click on Certificates. The first thing we're going to do is add our CA certificate. That's the cachain.pem file. Now we can go ahead and add our client certificates. The first thing to do is enter the host URL. You can find your host URL in the developer section of the PassKit portal. My account is on the European server, so I'm using the URL grpc.pub1.passkit.io. If you're using the US server, you'll use pub2 instead of pub1. That is grpc.pub2.passkit.io. Now I can add my certificate file, certificate.pem. And now the key file, key.pem. The PFX file is not needed, but we do need to add our passphrase. This is the password you entered when requesting your details from the portal. Finally, click Add and you're set up. Close the settings window. You can now create your environment. Click on Environments on the left-hand tab and then click the plus button. In the variable field, type PassKit env. Be sure this is entered exactly as I have. That is lowercase PassKit, uppercase E, and then lowercase nv. Enter your server region in the initial value and current value field. So in my case, using the European PassKit server, I enter pub1. If you're using the US server, then you enter pub2. Now name your environment and click Save. In the top right corner, you can now choose the environment you just created. So now we're ready to test some of the endpoints. You can find all the different methods in collections. To expand a folder, simply click on it. Okay, I am going to show you how to make a couple of different calls, but the process is the same whatever method you use. Let's start by retrieving a program record. In the members collection, click on Get Program. All you need to do here is enter the program ID, click Invoke, and the program record returns in the response window. I'll change this ID and click Invoke again, and you can see the response changes. Now let's enroll a member into a program. Choose the Enroll Member method, and a sample payload will appear. Now all you need to do is change the details to match with your program ID, tier ID, and then update all the other details that you want to use to create the membership pass. In my case, I am changing the external ID, the email address, and add some more metadata. Make sure everything is correct in the payload and then click Invoke. A membership pass has now been created using the data you entered, and the response window gives you the pass ID. As a final example, let's find that member record using the Get Member Record by Pass ID endpoint. Once again, all we need to do is change the value here, click Invoke, and the response gives you the membership pass record data. And there you have it. You're ready to explore and test various endpoints within the PassKit Postman collection. Experiment with different calls and customize them according to your needs. Thank you for watching our tutorial on using the PassKit Postman collection. We hope this guide helps you effectively test and utilize PassKit's capabilities. Happy testing and exploring!